Okay, this week for Tech Tuesday, we are going to do a tutorial on how to use Kahoot, which is a quick and easy formative assessment tool. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to getkahoot.com, and you'll see it takes us to a nice little homepage there. You can get a free account for educators. I have one, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in, but you would just go to get my free account if you don't have one already. I've already logged in. It would ask me for my password normally, but since I've already logged in, you can see here I have three choices. I can do a discussion or a survey, but today's purposes, we're just going to show you how to use Kahoot for a formative assessment, which is going to most likely be under their quiz section. So I'm going to call this Kahoot tutorial and click go. That creates creates our tutorial. You can see here I just have a blank text box for question 1. So I just type in my question: what type of assessment is Kahoot best for? And I realize that that's not the best question, but we're just for the purposes of this demonstration. You can drag and drop an image from any web browser or a folder if you would like, and that'll be a nice image to display when your question is asked. You can also choose a file. I don't know if I have any image files handy. There we go. So the image I'm going to use is the first day welcoming kids. Oh, look at that nice little welcoming party. Okay, so that'll just be just to show you. That's just how to insert an image if you wanted to insert one. You don't have to, but it's just kind of a nice little added feature. Now, down here you can see where you would actually put in your choices. So again, what type of assessment is Kahoot best for? We can make one choice summative, one choice formative. Now you can have up to 4 choices. For this case, let's say we don't want 4 choices. Let's say we only want 2. You can click the little minus here. If you choose, oh wait, I do want 4, click the plus to add another one back. So I'm going to click the minus twice to give us our 2 choices. Now obviously it says incorrect under each of those. We need to change one of those to correct. In order to do that, we simply click on it. So click under formative, and that changes it to correct. Now the next step is to add question. It's very tempting to click on this save and continue button, but what that button is for is when we are done writing questions, which we are not yet done. So I'm going to click add question, and that brings us to question number 2. Question number 2, we could say, let's see, what would be a good question for, let's say, what does BYOD stand for? Just because I use the term BYOD from time to time, we may get to a point where that's the type of system we have. It's similar to a one-to-one system, except it's where the students bring in a device. So the first choice we could say is bring your own device, which is the way we kind of did it at faculty meetings, where some people brought their laptops, some people brought their cell phones, and okay, so let's just do 2 choices. This is just to show you how to set up the quiz. Obviously, this is not a tutorial on how to properly assess student progress, because that's not what these questions are for. Let's say that if we wanted to add a photo, we could have added a photo. And now we're done writing our questions, so we click save and continue. Ooh, look at this. Oops, the question must have at least one correct answer. What did I forget to do? I forgot to tell Kahoot that the first choice is correct. So make sure you always click on one of these to show a correct or incorrect answer. Then do save and continue. And it shows you a little bit of your quiz. It shows you the questions. You can change the order if you want, and make sure you know how many choices and the time limit on each of them if you want. So double check that and click save and continue. And there's a little spot there for you to change some settings to make it public or private. It's fine to make it public. There's really nothing confidential on there. You can add a description and some tags, but that's more for if someone is searching for your Kahoot, which is not as useful as what I'm about to show you. So you click save and continue. Now you can add an image for your quiz itself if you would like. You do that the same way in which we added the image for question number 1, and then click done. Now our Kahoot is complete, which is great. But let's say, like most people, we created this Kahoot during planning time, or not during class. So let's say we've made this, and then the next day or later that day we want to administer it. It's not quite as intuitive as I would have thought to actually administer it. So let's say you go about your day, you do some grading, whatever, you come back to Kahoot. On your login screen, you see where you can create a new one or things like this. If you click on My Kahoots, that will take you to the Kahoots that you've made. You'll see I've made two, one for the Institute Day, which we all took, and then one for that I just created for this tutorial. So in order to run a live quiz similar to what we did at our faculty meeting, you're going to go to My Kahoots and then click Play, and then you'll have a couple different options show up. That you can choose. Do you want, to randomize the order? You can randomize the order of the answers, all those kinds of things. That's completely up to you, but essentially you're going to click launch, and then that takes us to the page that you're going to show your students. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks for us here. So I'm going to go over to my device, click on my browser, and type in kahoot.it. Okay, and this is what the user is going to see. The game pin is 679741. Hit enter. And now I need to give myself a nickname. So this is what the user sees over here. And I'm logged in. It says I'm in, and look, my name pops up right here. Now you can kick out players by clicking on their nickname. If you see a student that put a name that you don't like or something in there, you can do that. But for the purposes of this, let's leave me in here. I'm going to take this. I'm the only student in this class right now. You click Start Now, and you'll see what happens to my device. It says to get ready, and it tells me on the big screen that there are 2 questions. Now look on the board to see what type of assessment is Kahoot best for. And our picture showed up, which is nice. And then I picked the triangle. Oh, I got it wrong. It's actually formative, not summative. So I click Next. I have 0. I'm in last place. What does BYOD stand for? And you'll see that I have time to read it on the big board. It stands for Bring Your Own Device. And that one I did get correct. And then click Next, and you'll see I have 936 points. And you can take some of that information from your little formative assessment to say that this student may need a little bit more instruction on the difference between summative and formative assessment. Click End, and it kind of gives you, and the winner is, and you can click on Feedback and Results to get more detailed feedback on who responded to which question and in what manner, to give you some more information. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's fairly easy and it's fairly intuitive way to do quick formative assessment. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email or stop by or even make a comment on this YouTube video. We hope to see you next week for another Tech Tuesday. Thanks.